Streaming online, we're also thankful for that avenue in which you can gather together with us in worship and also in Bible study. Tonight we do begin more or less the new quarter of our classes, as well as trying to get back to somewhat of a normal class schedule. Tonight we will promote those in the next grade level. So since school is out and there's a lot of things that take place in the summer, especially those going from the 6th grade to the teenagers, a lot going on there. So whatever grade you are going into come August, as long as parents you feel like they are good to go ahead and move on, then please do that tonight. We have the 2s and 3-year-olds will be downstairs. After you go downstairs, go to the left, the far classroom. The 4, 5s, and Ks, if they would go directly down the steps and to the right. 1st through 3rd will be in the normal place directly in the back hallway. And then the 4th through 6th is going to be the first door to the left out of, well, don't go to the first door, you'll go outside. But the next door to the left will be the 4th through 6th grade. We need a little bit more room in that area. Also, Brother Doug told me that the teens will stay in here tonight for Brother Doopey's message, so please keep that in mind. So we're excited to not only have our classes tonight in really full form, but also Sunday morning. We will begin back at 9 o'clock with our classes before our worship period. So I know there'll probably be more to say in a moment about that for announcements. But before we begin tonight, if you would mark number 354. This will be the song of encouragement following the invitation. 354. And I did ask Brother Arvey if there was any particular song to go along with the lesson, and he said just sing a lot of verses, 5, 6 verses or anything like that, no particular. So we'll sing one verse. No, I'm kidding. It is a pleasure to have him tonight. I always enjoy him speaking, and I'll have to go back and watch since I'll be teaching. But 354, I Gave My Life for Thee, will be the song of encouragement. And then turn to 535, The Glory Land Way, number 535. We will sing the 1st and the 3rd of this song together, please, and then have our devotional thought. Let's sing together. I'm in the way, the bright and shining way. I'm in the glory land way. Telling the world that Jesus saves today. Yes, I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. Heaven is nearer and the way groweth clearer, for I'm in the glory land way. Onward I go, rejoicing in His love. I'm in the glory land way. Soon I shall see Him in that home above. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. I'm in the glory land way. Heaven is nearer and the way groweth clearer, for I'm in the glory land way.
First John chapter 4, beginning in verse 15. 1 John 4, verse 15. Whoever confesses that Jesus is the Son of God, God abides in him, and he in God. We have come to know and have believed the love which God has for us. God is love. And the one who abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. By this, love is perfected with us, so that we may have confidence in the day of judgment. Because as He is, so also are we in this world. There's no fear in love. Perfect love casts out fear. Because fear involves punishment. And the one who fears is not perfected in love. We love because He first loved us. You believe those words? Okay? You believe all those words? Let's work our way through them really slowly. Do you believe that God loves you? All right, let's get something straight. This is yes. This is no. This is I don't know. Do you believe that God loves you? Okay, good. Do you have confidence in that? Okay, it's good, but we didn't have as many heads nodding on that one as we did the first one. And does that drive out all fear? See, when you get to that third one, the second one's a little shaky. And by the time we get to the third one, we're like, well, I know it's supposed to, and I know it ought to. Sometimes it doesn't. Because some days I have days when I'm really afraid. The truth is, we believe in those words. We just struggle sometimes with the application of those words. Now, why is that? It's because we have believed a lie. We have been sold a bill of goods about what real love is, and we have bought it. We believe that love is all about us. And it's whether or not we're good or we're bad. And sometimes when we're good, maybe God loves us and we have confidence in that and we don't have fear. But when we're not so good, when we're not so lovable, we're just not really sure about that. But real love, the genuine article, the real thing, it's not about us. It's not about our flaws and our imperfections. It's about Him. True love is based in His perfection. And until we get that, and until we grasp that, and until we can apply that to our lives, we're going to really, really struggle. When I just started out in ministry, I had a family approach me, a wife and a daughter, wanting me to go talk to their family member, husband and dad. And I knew a little bit about him. He was known in the community. He was a pretty good guy. He was a good husband, good father, good grandfather. I knew that he'd been raised in the church and been baptized as a teenager, but something had happened along the line and he'd left the church, not been back. Went to the elders. The oldest elder said, he's a tough nut to crack. You can get him to talk, you're doing good. So one day I was driving by his house. He was out in the garden. I stopped. He knew me. I went up to him. We had a conversation about gardening. It was a pretty short conversation because I don't know much about gardening. But before I could make the transition to why I was there, he said, I know why you're here, and the answer is no. I was stunned. So what do you mean? He said, I know why you're here. You're here to try to get me to come down there to that church. And I'm not going to do it. And so I didn't know what to say. I just said, why? He said, you really want to know? Be careful what you ask for because sometimes people will tell you. I said, yeah, I want to know. He said, right after World War II, I joined the Merchant Marines. He said, we were out off the coast of Asia, not far from Japan, out in the open sea, no land in sight. And we came up on a Japanese fishing boat. It had caught on fire or blown up or something, I don't know. And he said the debris was scattered everywhere. As we got closer, we saw that some of the Japanese fishermen, badly burned, were still alive. He said, when they saw us, they were so happy because they knew that they had been saved. We pulled up as close as we could. We put the cargo net down over the side of the ship. They swam over and began to climb up. And he said, when the first one got to the top of that net, one of my buddies grabbed something on the ship and popped him in the head. Knocked him back down in the water. He said, I didn't do anything. I'd been raised better. I knew it wasn't right. But he said, I didn't say a word. In fact, you know what I did, preacher? I picked up something and I joined in. We all did. He said those men would climb up that net, and when they got close enough, we would pop them in the head, and the blood would stream down their head, and they would fall back into the water. And they would gain their composure, and they'd start climbing again, and we'd pop them again. He said it was right after World War II. We hated the Japanese. And he said we hit them over and over and over until they stopped climbing up the net. And he said, you know what we did then? We pulled the net up and we left. And we left those men there to die. He said, every night when I close my eyes and try to go to sleep, I see their faces. I will never forgive myself for what I did. There's no way God will ever forgive me either. So don't talk to me about God's love. Because it doesn't work for me. Not after what I've done. I don't really remember what I said next. It was probably some tired, trite cliche. And I left. Now, thankfully, somebody came along later who was better versed in God's love and was able to convince him that God did love him, and he was restored before he died. See, we all have a story like that. Maybe not that extreme, maybe not that severe. But we all believe Satan's lie that God's love is all about us. And it's not. Real love, genuine love, the pure thing is about God. He loves us even when we're not very lovable. So it doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter if you've been silent in times when you should have spoken up. God loves you. And He offers His love to you tonight. If you need that, would you come as we stand and as we sing?
To see you. Appreciate you being here. Hey, would you care to give us just a 2 or 3 minute update on Haiti before you begin? I know everyone would love to hear that. If you're visiting with us tonight, we are honored that you're here. This kicks off our summer Wednesday night series. Also, 3 weeks from Sunday, we'll be having homecoming. Sonny Owens will be here for our homecoming. We will have a combined auditorium, morning Sunday school, and then we'll have our 10 o'clock service, then we'll actually have a fellowship, and then we'll have a 12:30 service. So we're looking forward to that. Hope you've got an opportunity worksheet. Got a couple of things I need to run through. The nursery class, birth through 1 year, they'll be meeting tonight, and also 1-year-old class, 1 up to 2-year-olds, they'll also be meeting. So those of you that have children of that age. The 2-year-olds through 6th grade summer kickoff, that's this Sunday after the PM service. There's a sign-up sheet up front. If you have any questions, see Brad or Courtney, Dustin or Faith, or Ryan and Amanda Lee. We appreciate them coordinating this, and you'll see that there's about 3 different activities planned in June. Ladies' prayer meeting Tuesday night at McFarland. Preschool registration, we have some openings for that. If you have a child, a grandchild, or you know somebody that would like to sign up, have them call Kayla Burns or call the church office. Last to Leaders sign-ups this Sunday. And also the youth retreat at our place at Waterloo, June the 18th and 19th. There's a sign-up list outside of Doug's office there. Please be signing up for that. We are thankful that Leanne's surgery went well today. Was texting back and forth with Brent, and he said everything looked good. Has anybody heard anything different? Okay, thank God for a good, successful surgery. Remember them. Hopefully they'll be coming home tomorrow or the next day. Continue to remember Zoe Carpenter, Winnie Cummings, Lori Goldie, Amy Lee, Betty Parks. Lori's here tonight. Lori, good to see you. But continue to remember all of these along with all the others that we do have listed. North Alabama Children's Home is having their drive-through benefit. That's June the 12th, a week from Sunday. I'm going to put a sign-up sheet up front here for any that would like to sign up and take advantage of that and help that effort out. Anyone have any other announcements? Anyone else that's homesick that we may be unaware of? Jimmy? Karen Brantley, yes, we announced that Sunday morning. Glad that she's off the vent. That's great. Nothing else, let's be dismissed to go to our classes.